guys, this is Barry again. This video is going to demonstrate the process for completing your homework. You can see here we've got basically 5 steps. First, you'll edit your web page, and preferably in Notepad++. Then you'll test your local copy in a browser, your favorite browser. Next step, if everything checks out when you test in your browser, would be to validate your local copy at the validator, which is validator.w3.org, and you'll do that via a file upload. We'll demonstrate that. If there are no errors, then wonderful. But if you have any errors, then you'll correct those and validate again. Once you've validated, then you can move on to the next step, where you'll transfer a copy, FTP a copy, your local copy, up to the web server. And then the very last thing that you'll do is to once again test your remote copy in a browser, paying special attention to images, style sheets, and links. Make sure they still behave properly. So now I'm going to step you through the process. Starting with step 1, we're going to edit our document in Notepad++. I'm going to do a rather rapid prototyping here. How's that for typing fast? Alright, so you get your document typed in, but right now there's no color highlighting, so choose language and then pick H and then HTML. And as soon as you choose HTML, we have our color syntax highlighting, and that's really going to help you out. Notice things like comments are in green and so on and so forth. In reality, you would have actually saved your document long before now, but I'm going to save it now and click on the save. And I'm going to navigate to where my flash drive is, because that's where I'm going to keep everything. And on my flash drive, I've got a folder for demos, homework, and project. So I go into homework, and we're pretending that I'm doing lab 2 here. So I'll type in lab02.html and click save. But what if you've already been working on it, you've got it stored on your flash drive somewhere, and you need to edit it again to make some changes? Navigate in Windows Explorer to where the file's stored, right-click on it, and as long as you've got Notepad++ installed on your computer, choose Edit with Notepad++, and boom, it opens up in Notepad++. So step 1 is done on our list. Step 2 is to test your local copy in a browser, so navigate to where that file is stored. And there's several ways you can do it. You can right-click and just say Open. It'll open in the default browser. You can choose Open With and pick whatever browser you want. As long as you don't mind it opening in your default browser, though, you can simply double-click and the file will render in your browser. Look through, make sure everything looks like it's rendering correctly. If you have any images, check them. If you have links, test your links. And as long as everything looks like it renders well, then you're ready to move on to the next step of validating. In order to validate our document, we're going to navigate in a browser to the W3C's validation software at validator.w3.org. You'll be greeted by this page. Click on the Validate by File Upload tab. Then click on Browse. Navigate through the directory structure to where your file is located. Mine is on my flash drive. There it is. Go down into Homework. There's lab02.html. Click Open. But don't click on the check yet. We're going to have some more options here. I recommend you always have it show the source. Character encoding, you can leave it at the default, detect automatically. Document type, we're going to set that to HTML5. And until you become real familiar with the error messages, I recommend a verbose output. Once you have those selected, click Check. If you're lucky or skilled, everything will turn green. It'll say the document was successfully checked. You don't have any errors, and life is good. But such is not always the case. You may encounter an error or two. In that case, the validation page will turn red, scroll down, see your line number, where the error is. You can click on that line number. It'll jump straight down to the line where the problem is. You can try to identify the problem. Once you identify the problem, you'll go back into your editor, make the changes, and then validate again. Once your document validates successfully, the next step is to FTP a copy up to the web server. In this part of the demo, I'm going to have side by side on the left over here Windows Explorer, and on the right Core FTP, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now, Core FTP, first thing you're going to see is a site manager. Choose the 157 profile we set up earlier and click Connect. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to get the file up to the web server. The first way is to click on the button for the directory tree in Core FTP. That's going to open up another little dialog box here, and I know my file is on my E flash drive under Homework, so boom, click OK, and see, there it is in the left hand side. I am now on my E drive under the Homework. I need to navigate on the right hand side, which is the remote server, into Homework and then Lab 2 for this example. Left hand side, select lab02.html, and one way I can get it over there is to press that little blue button for upload, and it transfers right over. A second way to transfer your file across to the server is to right click on the file in the left hand pane and choose Upload. Now, since I've already actually sent the file over there, it already exists and it lets me know that, and I choose Overwrite. In reality, you're only going to send it over once, but I'll show you a third way. Notice I've got Windows Explorer over here. I can click on it, drag across, and drop it in the right-hand pane of Core FTP, and you see, there it goes. It tries to upload that file again. I'm going to say Overwrite, let it transfer that third time. Third time's a charm, right? And once your file has been transferred up to the server, it's time to test it one last time from the web in a browser. So you'll navigate to your web space, which is at www.sullins.net/tilde, your username. Once you get there, click on CINS 157. Since we're checking on Homework, click on the Homework directory. And Lab 2 was the one I did, so click on Lab 2. And voila, here's my file. Click on that. Once again, just because it worked on the local PC doesn't mean that it's going to behave the same up on the web. So I'm going to check everything out. If I have images, I'll check them. If I have links, I'll check them. But you see, I am on the web, www.sullins.net. This file is live on the web. And once you've fully tested a lab on the web, including links, images, and style, it's ready to be graded.